everybody. How is everybody doing? Welcome back to the lab. Yeah, what do you think about that name? The English Lab. Yeah, I got my gang and we are in the lab. What do you think of it? Pro, con, indifferent, you love it, you can't get enough? Thanks, Karen. Awesome. Great to have you here. Okay. Yeah, the intro's cool, huh? My team is amazing. And yeah, they're doing this animation and making things cooler and more dynamic all the time. All right. Awesome, Painhammer. Great to see you here. Excellent. All right. Well, yeah, we're calling it the lab. Yeah, it's like a laboratory. We're mixing things, we're cooking things, we're experimenting. I mean, that's what we're here for, is we're really creating something. I want to create a completely new experience, and that's what we are doing here. We are pioneering how people learn English, right? That's right. We're all part of this beautiful experiment here in the lab. All right. So, I'm really excited. Why am I excited? Well, obviously, I'm excited because I'm here with you. But there is an additional thing that I'm excited about today, and that is I am going to Croatia. Yeah, I'm going to Croatia tomorrow. So I am making a list of everything I need to pack, and I am, of course, learning a little bit of Croatian. Yeah, does anybody know any Croatian? It's not easy to find tutorials out there on how to learn Croatian. I have learned hvala, which is thank you. Does anyone know any Croatian? Yeah, I know hvala, and I know havardam. Havardan, I think the way you say it is. Havardan is hello or good afternoon. Yeah. Oh, I also know how to say da, which is yes, and ne is no. But hi? Is the Painhammer, is that Croatian? Hi? But apparently, people in Croatia speak English, so it's not so necessary to speak Croatian. But I always like to learn a few words when I go to another country. All right, so I'm very excited about my trip to Croatia tomorrow. It's supposed to be an amazing country. So we're going to be close to the beach. I'm going there with my immediate family and also my brother and my sister and their families. And so there's going to be 16 of us total. How much? 60 or 16? What did I say? Yeah, what's the difference between 16 and 60? How can you tell the difference? Well, I'll tell you. Even native speakers get confused sometimes. So, for example, if I'm going to be saying 40 or 14, sometimes I'll say, if instead of saying 40, I'll say 41. For example, let's meet at 5:41 so that it's clear, or fit. I guess the easiest one to confuse is 50 or 15. And it's mainly on the stress in the word. Yeah? 50 and 15. Yeah? And so it's the stress in the word which is the real indicator. But it's hard even for us native speakers. Okay. Cool. Yes. All right. Yes, I'm excited about it. All right. Well, today, what are we talking about? We're going to be talking about native English speakers. Yeah. Many times I get in my comments, "Oh, Mike, teach me how to speak like a native. How can I speak like a native speaker? That's what I want to do." And the question is that a good goal? Is that a realistic goal? We talked a little bit about it last week. Yes, exactly, Baroche. That's why I made live today and not tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm on a plane for 3 hours to go to Croatia. Exactly. Tomorrow is going to be a hectic day. Can you think of a synonym for hectic? We say kuravasi. Okay. Hectic. What is a synonym for hectic? Do you know hectic? Hectic is like crazy. Uh-oh, I gave you a synonym. So crazy, busy, Anastasia, you got it. That's the one I was thinking of. Chaotic. Chaotic. Awesome. Excellent. A little stressful. It'll be a little stressful, but always exciting. Great job, guys. Okay. So, yes, I quickly want to ask you a question. And that is, I'm looking for a word that is universal in all languages. I'm fascinated by these words that are do you know it? It's a cognate. A cognate means that it is a similar word in two languages. For example, in Spanish, to say important is importante. Yeah? Do you like my pronunciation there? Importante. And so I'm always looking for cognates. And so I'm looking for a word that is the same in every single language. And so I have a couple of candidates, and I want to see if it's the same in your language. Okay? The first one is taxi. Is taxi the same in your language? Let me see. Is it the same or similar in your language? Let's see if taxi is universal. Yes, 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 yes. Someone is saying sugar. Is sugar the same? Possibly. Taxi in French. Thank you, Joe Flu. Okay, so, oh wow. Taxi in German, it's taxi. Okay, taxi. Okay, look at that. The spelling is different, but I imagine the pronunciation is the same. Ooh, someone says no. Says it's not the same. Dang it. Okay, another one. Another one is coffee. Thanks, Karen. Yeah, taxi. Okay, what about coffee? Is coffee the same or similar in your language? Sucre. Right, in French it's sucre. But it's similar. Yeah, that's a do you remember? Cognate. Yeah. Kawa. Someone says kawa. Okay, not exactly the same. Cafe in Italian. Right. Karen says no. Dang it. Close enough. Cafe. Oui. Almost. We say kawa. Okay. Well, it's almost. Café in Brazil. Muito bem. All right. Gave. Ferreste says it's gave. Coffee. Gave. Similar. Yeah. The spelling is a lot different, but I imagine the pronunciation is similar. And Rosine says, no, it's not the same. Okay, cool. Well, I'm always fascinated by these words, and I'm looking for the perfect cognate, that where I don't need to learn a new word. If I say coffee, they will understand me, for example, or taxi, or whatever. All right, cool. So let's jump in. What's another verb before in? Let's jump in. Who can think of it? What do we say for a pool? Who's going to get it? Let's jump into the topic today. Agum got it. Let's dive in. Yeah, exactly. Let's dive into the topic today. All right, cool. Start with, excellent. So, and that is native speakers. I get it all the time that, oh, Mike, please tell me how to speak like a native speaker. And what do you think? Is that a good goal or a bad goal? Let's hear a little bit from you. What do you think? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Good goal, bad goal, good goal, bad goal. Yeah, we talked a little bit about this last week. Does anyone remember? Dive in, exactly, to dive. Painhammer says, good, 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 good. A bad one, ooh, I like it. Someone says bad, bad, ooh, we have some controversy, up and down, ooh. I like this symbol, Cody. Nice. Okay, cool. Well, I think there are negatives about trying to speak like a native speaker. Do you remember what we talked about last week? Yeah, what are some of the reasons you don't want to speak like a native? Whoa. No. Rewind, reverse, rewind. No. First of all, what does it mean to speak like a native speaker? What does that even mean? Does it mean having the vocabulary of a native speaker? Does it mean sounding like a native speaker? Does it mean not making hardly any mistakes like a native speaker. What does that mean? There are some pros and cons. Yes, there are some benefits and some what? Disadvantages. Yes, okay, I like it. We should just be able to understand. I like that. Oh, yeah, that's the other person would think you are also a native. Yeah, that's a little dangerous. If the other person thinks you're a native, then you might run into some embarrassing situations, right? Because maybe they're going to make popular culture, cultural references, and you're not going to get them because you're not part of that culture or you didn't grow up in that culture. Good. Being fluent when you speak without making mistakes. Okay, Joe Flew. All right. Good. All right. So we're getting possibly to communicate in every situation possible. All right. Yeah. Excuse me. I have my notes over here so I don't forget any of the important points. Yeah. So, yes, those are all good definitions. Yeah. But let's see what Holdy says. The most important thing is to speak the language fluently. It's almost impossible to speak it like a native. Exactly. And there are disadvantages. Yeah, because then people will maybe use very colloquial language, yeah, or very not common, but informal expressions that maybe you don't know, yeah, or local expressions. Yeah, so you have to be careful. I think it's always good for them to hear a little bit of an accent, so you have that, so they are just aware of, oh, he might not follow if I make these types of references or if I use this type of language. Good. And I have another shocking news. I have a shocking statement. Are you ready? It's that even native speakers don't speak perfectly. Yeah. Think about it. In your own language, sometimes people make mistakes. I can remember this one time I was doing a show and I was talking to, I do theater, right? That's my other job. And I was talking to a student and there were two students and I said, "What are your name?" What are your name? You don't say that. That's not correct because I changed in the middle. I was going to say, "What are your names?" But then I realized that was going to be confusing and I changed and said simply your name, but it came out incorrect. And what was my reaction? Was I embarrassed? Did I start sweating and going, "Oh my God, I made a super basic mistake. What are they going to think?" No, because it's my own language. Yeah. And people, when you listen, they make mistakes all the time. All the time. I was watching an English teacher the other day, and I don't know if you saw this video where I was commenting on his correction of another English teacher. And in his video, he made a grammatical mistake. I did not correct him, but it just goes to show we make mistakes all the time. But when you're learning the language, you feel very insecure about it. But it is completely normal and natural. So, yes, if you are a native speaker, you make less mistakes, and it is less important to you. But it still happens. So we shouldn't get obsessed with not making mistakes. Okay, that's an important lesson. All right, let's see here. I have to stay hydrated today. Let's see here. All right, even in the same country, they have different accents, so trying to sound like a native. Karen, you got my next point. We are connected. You are reading my mind. Exactly. And that is, what is a native accent? In the English-speaking world, there are literally hundreds of different accents. I mean, how many countries are there that have English as their first language? There must be 15 or 20, maybe even more. There are a lot. And each of those countries has its own accent. And within those countries, there are multiple accents. So, what does it even mean to speak like a native speaker? All right. Agung says, do I correct myself if I must mispronounce? If I mass pronounce? I just did it. If I mispronounce, of course, I go back and I laugh at myself and say, oops, yeah, my dyslexia is invading my brain. Sorry. And sometimes it can lead to a very funny moment. Oops, I said this or I said that. I have a joke, which is, do you know what a Freudian slip is? Yeah, it's when you want to say one thing, but instead another idea comes into your head and mixes up your words, and you say something different. Yeah, it's like when you want to say one thing, but you say a mother. You see what I did there? I didn't say another, I said a mother. Anyway, I love that little Freudian slip. Okay, good. So yes, I usually correct myself. Yes. Rosen, could you tell me how I can test first grade student as an English teacher if I want to know about their English background? Oof. Tricky question. Someone says that there are 16 different accents in America. Huh. That would not surprise me. So, exactly, Joe Flew, a slip of the tongue. Exactly, a slip of the tongue. Now, a slip of the tongue can simply mean, you don't say something correctly, or it can mean a Freudian slip is when it's something in your subconscious that you actually say, and oops, I didn't mean to say that. It's like, I'm trying to think of. You're like, oh yeah, this guy has been a criminal for many years. I mean, a politician. A politician. I didn't mean criminal. Yeah. It's like, oops, I was thinking criminal, but I didn't want to say criminal. But yes, I said criminal. Yeah. Sometimes you hear those Freudian slips. All right. Yes. Let's see here. All right. So, I think it is. It's a little bit dangerous to want to speak completely like a native. Now, careful, because that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to imitate how a native speaker sounds. But it simply means don't get frustrated if you don't get to the final destination. Yeah. Sometimes I am tempted to get frustrated in Spanish. I have lived in Spain for 30 years. And people still, when I speak, they say, oh, wait a moment, you're not from here, are you? And I think, dang it, they can still hear my accent. I don't speak like a Spanish person. But I have to remind myself that is not the goal. What is the goal? The goal is to understand everything, and the goal is to be able to express myself clearly and confidently in every situation. And that is what I can do in Spanish. So I just have to say that is enough. All right. Cool. So in a moment, I'm going to give you a powerful tool. I'm going to give you the answer of what I think is the one important thing that you need to keep in mind when you get focused on mastering a language. Okay? And I'm going to give you the playbook, some very specific tools so that you can start moving towards that goal. All right. I went to touch my screen as if I could scroll on my computer screen. No, I'm sorry. I have to use my mouth. I have to use my mouth? I have to use my mouth? No, I have to use my mouse. I have to use my mouse. Yes, I am and making it clear that native English speakers do not always speak perfectly. I just want to make that totally clear. Okay, using my mouse here to scroll. All right. Cool. So we're going to jump into that in a moment. But first, I want to answer a couple of questions that people have asked me during the past week. All right. So first one is from Mitra. Mitra asks, how do you revive a language after a long break? Oh, yeah. This definitely happens to all of us who speak other languages, and then you take a month off or 3 months off, and you go back and you say, uh-oh, my English is so what? What's the word that we use? Oh, it's not flowing. It is, starts with an R. Who knows this word? Oh, my English is very, to me, speaking English means that I can travel almost anywhere, understand people say, and being understood if I ask something. Awesome, Belen. Is so bad, is so worst. Hey, Carlota, you were thinking what I was thinking. Rusty. It's so rusty. In Spanish, we say oxidado. Yeah, my English is very rusty. Ruined. I like ruined. That's a little strong though. Rusty just means it's not coming as quickly. I can't think of the words, and I'm not as fluent as I normally am in English. Yes, it's very rusty. Good. Yeah, I agree with you, little Monty. There are some terrible ones. Okay, cool. So she says her language gets a little rusty after a long break. How do I revive it? How do I polish it? Yeah, reanimate it. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what not to do. What you shouldn't do is go back in and study grammar. Do not fall for that. I recommend finding something that you enjoy, watching some videos or old shows, and the best thing is something that you've already seen, something that you're familiar with, so that you can start to hear the sound, the song, the music of the language. That's what I recommend, is starting to listen. Okay, and it's also going to connect perfectly with the topic we have today. So we're going to be talking about some other ways to refresh your language. Awesome. Let's see here. So avoid the grammar and find something that you enjoy to especially listen to, but not only listen, but repeat. We're going to get to it in a moment. Great question. Okay. Yes, let's see here. Tatiana says, how should I memorize phrasal verbs? Oh my gosh, the notorious phrasal verbs. Yes. Yes, I think phrasal verbs are possibly the worst part of English. Grammar isn't so difficult. It's more or less simplistic, yeah, compared to other languages. But, oh my gosh, when I say the word phrasal verbs, I see my students start to what? Start to, exactly, that's what I like, Belen, watching series and films in their original vision, listening, awesome. Start to sweat, exactly. They start sweating, yes, exactly, awesome. Yeah, phrasal verbs are terrible. Go in, go on, go out of, oh my gosh. What do you do? Let's see here. Yeah. Well, first of all, I would not recommend, please don't fall into the trap of memorizing. Just memorizing definition and phrasal verb. Definition, phrasal verb. What you want to do is you want to get a feel for it. You want to absorb those verbs so that they just feel right. Yeah? And how do you do that? Well, with some of my panda techniques. Yeah? Excuse me. Water break. All right. Yes. So we're going to jump into some of my panda techniques to answering these questions right now. All right. So let's dive into the topic for today, because they are connected to these questions we're hearing this past week. We've been hearing. All right. So let's see here. Yes. We talked about that. Not good. It does have its bad things to speak like a native, or to try to speak like a native. Have that as your definitive goal. Well, let's see here. Before we jump in, I want to talk about you. What is your favorite accent? What accent do you most like or most hear in English? Excuse me. Through context, exactly. Idioms and phrasal verbs are slurp. British. Someone says British. Karen says yours. Haha. Texas. Oh, wow. Yeah, in the south of the United States, they have a hilarious one. American, of course, easy to understand. American podcast, British. I adore British accents. American, Canadian. Okay. Alabama. They speak nice and slow in Alabama. There you go. Okay. Awesome. Good. Okay, so a lot of old farmers in the south of the United States. Okay, cool. All right. Well, a lot of people say that I don't have a typical American accent, and I think the one thing that I don't have, the one thing that I say that isn't typically from the United States is I try to emphasize all of my T's. I try to hit my T's. I try to say 20. Yeah. Someone from California would normally say 20. They wouldn't say that second T. Yeah. They wouldn't say Atlanta. They would say Atlanta. Yeah. Things like that. Whoa. Or they don't say Seattle, the city of Seattle. They would call it Seattle. Yeah. So that is the one thing that I try to hit, because I find that can be very confusing for students. I try to speak clearly, or I try to, what is this word? Do you know it? To speak clearly is to, not another, who's going to be the first? Articulate, I like that, or Nope, no one's got it. Carlota, thank you. Enunciate. Exactly. Enunciation. Good job, Baroche. Okay, yes, I try to enunciate as well. Okay, cool. So we talked about the different accents, and there is no perfect accent. Well, actually, in a moment, I'm going to reveal something that is a little controversial, and that is we're going to talk about the best accent in the world in just a moment. All right. But before we do that, I want to tell you the secret ingredient. Okay. So we talked last week about it being basically impossible to speak like a native speaker. After you're about 14, your brain just doesn't work in that area. If you start learning a language after the age of 14, it's apparently scientifically impossible to have the perfect pronunciation, the perfect accent, the perfect cadence of the language. Okay, so don't worry about that. But what you can do is you can speak with fearless energy. Fearless energy is what you have to do. Just have that positivity. And the key word here is fearless, right? Just like when we speak our own language, we aren't thinking about grammar. We aren't thinking about, ooh, did I say that correctly or incorrectly? We are just enjoying ourselves and trying to transmit ideas, transmit our energy, and that's what you have to try to do in English as well, is use fearless energy to speak. Okay, so how do you do that? Well, let's talk about it. Gonna use my, what's this? my mouse, and I'm going to, what am I going to do with my mouse? There you go. No hesitation. I love it. I'm going to scroll. I'm going to scroll. Yeah. So I wrote it down so that I would get it right. So as I wrote in my email, it is fearless energy is cheerfully open and natural feeling inside, delivering every new complete expression without fear. Yeah, just jump in. So we make mistakes in our own language. You're going to make mistakes in English. So repeat with me. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes. I guess that's repeat after me. All right, repeat after me, not with me. All right. I am always going to make mistakes. And I don't care. No. I really don't care. Good. I don't know if you're believing it, but they say, fake it until you make it. Yeah? Okay. Pretend like you really don't care until eventually you won't care. All right. Good. Okay. So we're talking about this fearless positive energy. I want you to send me the emoji that represents for you fearless energy. Let's see those fearless energy emojis here for a second. Fearless energy. Let's see them. How would you express with an emoji fearless energy? Let's see here. Awesome, Karen. Great to have you here. Ooh, applause. The gas tank. I love it. Yeah, paint hammer. Carlota. Awesome. Sunglasses. But is it good to make mistakes as an English teacher? Agung, great question. The answer is it's inevitable. It is inevitable. If you talk for long enough, and if you are trying to communicate and you're not stopping to examine every little word, every little verb you're using, occasionally you are going to stumble. Occasionally you are going to make a mistake. You normally know in the moment, but yes, it is going to happen. So don't get obsessed with it. All right, awesome. I love them. Those are fantastic. Okay, great emojis, guys. Love it. All right. So we're going to talk about how to build this energy, right? And the first tool is we're going to reach into the toolkit from Panda, right? We got playing, acting, narration. Narration is storytelling. Dialogues, doing role play, and actions, moving as you are speaking. All right, cool. Let's see here. So, we're going to do a little bit of shadowing, right? We practiced a little bit of this last week, where you listen to a native speaker and you try to imitate everything they do. Okay? Look at this. I want you all to put your hand like this. Yeah, or actually, for some reason, I stick out my pinky sometimes. So imitate everything I do. Everything. So the hand is like this. Okay? And imitate my face. Imitate the rhythm of my voice. Imitate the volume. Yeah, everything. All right? And so this ties into the acting part of the PANDA acronym. All right. So, and we're going to say a phrase from Friends. You know the TV show Friends? Yeah. Well, I love the character Chandler. Matthew. Rest in peace. He passed away a few years ago. But he was a fantastic character, and he had a very specific way of communicating. And what he would do is he emphasizes the second to last word. Yeah. So the way he speaks is da 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 da. Okay. And so we're going to imitate Chandler. And this sentence is, let me find the sentence. Dang it, where is it? Oh, yes. Where is it? Dang it. Okay, so keep your hand like this for another half an hour. There it is. Okay. So we're going to say, that is so not true. Yeah. So repeat. Good. Finger like this, and remember, exaggerate. Get a little bit angry. That is so not true. That is so not true. Good, right? We're putting some actions in here. We're putting some movement into it, right? All right. And so I want to play around with a short sentence, playing with the emphasis or the stress in a sentence, okay? And depending on where you put the stress, it can change the complete meaning of the sentence. All right? So let's play this little game. Let's play around with the language. What we're going to say is, I didn't give it to her. Simple, right? But listen how it changes according to the emphasis. So imagine if I say, I didn't give it to her. Repeat that. Yeah. What am I saying? What am I implying by emphasizing I? I know, I love Friends. He's so sarcastic. Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah. Okay, so what am I implying? I'm saying, I didn't give it to her. I didn't give it to her. Who can explain it? I didn't give it to her. Exactly, Nicole. Nailed it. I love it. I didn't give it to her. It was that person over there gave it to her. Yeah, I didn't. Good. So repeat after me. I didn't give it to her. Try this. I did not give it to her. Okay, this is simply stressing the negativity of the entire sentence. I didn't do it. Yeah, you're accusing me that I did it, and I am saying I did not. Now listen to this one. I did not give it to her. Repeat. Now, what are we implying with this sentence? By stressing give, what are we implying? Or what are we suggesting? Let's see who can explain it. Yeah, oh good. Holdy says maybe I sold it to her. I didn't give it to her. I sold it to her. Or I sold it to her. Good. Or maybe I loaned it to her. Yeah, I didn't give it to her. She can't keep it. She's going to use it tonight, and tomorrow she has to give it back to me. I didn't give it to her. I loaned it to her, or I sold it to her. Good. All right. Good. Careful. Difference between loan and borrow. If I loan something to you, you borrow it from me, right? All right, cool. Or, maybe she stole it from you. Oh, good. Oh, good. All right. Now let's emphasize a different part of the sentence, which is, I didn't give it to her. Repeat. Yeah, again, I didn't give it to her. What does that imply? What does that suggest? Exactly. Not the boom, you got it. I gave it to someone else. Yeah, I didn't give it to her. I gave it to him, or I gave it to them. All right. And last one. I didn't give it to her. Repeat. Yeah. I didn't give it to her. What does that imply? Who can explain? This is a tricky one. This is very subtle. You didn't give it to her, but to another person. I'm emphasizing it. This is a tricky one. I don't think anyone has said it correctly yet. If I heard someone say, I didn't give it to her, I would think, oh, there's more than one thing. So he should be saying, I didn't give, but I did give them to her. Yeah, I gave several things to her, not just one. Yeah, that's very subtle. Yeah, I didn't give it to her, I gave them to her. Yeah, I gave her a lot of things. Yeah. All right, that's a tricky one. Okay, great. And I want to talk about, so we're talking about this shadowing, imitating a native speaker. And there's one other thing I want to talk about, and that is my niece. I want to tell you how my niece talks. And I have become obsessed with it because she is visiting me now, and she has this strange way of talking that that I can't not hear it. Yeah, a double negative. Yeah, so I get distracted when she speaks because I focus on the way her intonation. And this is the way it is. I'm going to sing it for you first. She speaks like this. Her intonation is da 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 da. Yeah, you hear that? So she'll say, so the other day I went to the store and then I saw this girl and then she told me that she didn't have enough money. And what is that saying? That says that I am going to continue speaking. Yeah, I'm slowing down and going up at the end of my sentence, and don't interrupt me. I want to continue. And then finally, when she finishes her thought or she finishes the story, the intonation finally goes down. And so I left. Da 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 da. Yeah? So we're going to practice speaking like my niece. All right? You're going to shadow me. So the other day, I went into this store and I didn't have any money. And so I asked my friend if she could give me some. And she did. Very good. Yeah. So that is a great way to speak with more energy. Yeah. To feel more comfortable. So this ties back into the questions that we had before. Yeah. If your English is rusty, how to get it back? Well, a great technique is this shadowing of a native speaker. It sounds so cute. Yeah. Right. I got it. I got it. Maybe she's part of the MZ generation. What a unique way to speak. Now that you've heard it here, you will start to hear on TV programs or on videos, you will hear other people who speak like this. And it's very funny. It's very funny. And it's quite common, especially, I find, especially in women from North America. Especially in women. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. And we're going to do, so we did, I didn't give it to her. Yeah, we did those. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on those phrasal verbs, right? We had someone asking about what to do with phrasal verbs, and we're going to use an element of panda for the phrasal verbs, and that is narration. The N in panda stands for narration, and we're going to put a phrasal verb into a story. Okay, so the phrasal verb that we're going to use today is make do. Now, it's not a normal prepositional phrase. There's not a preposition in it, but I find that this is very confusing because it has two verbs in it. And especially for, I think in Portuguese, Spanish, and I think in French as well, make and do are the same. So for them, for them, it sounds so strange to have the same verb twice. Yeah? Hacer, hacer. Faire, faire. Yeah, if you're speaking French. Or, I can't remember my Portuguese right now. How do you say make? Fazer. Fazer, fazer. No? Isso é verdade? Okay. So, yeah. So to make do, exactly. Yeah, Allah is asking, what is make do? Good. I wanted to find something that was a little difficult. Yeah, it's a little bit like that. Conformarse. It's similar to that. So fazer, isso é. Yeah, I was drawing a blank. Yeah, I didn't know the verb to make in Portuguese. All right. So to make do means you don't have the ideal tools or the ideal situation, but you survive. Yeah, you make do with the tools you had in the moment. So we are going to, thanks Gabriela, thanks Taiza, fazer. All right, so make do is two words, right? To make do. Yeah, you can just put them together, and you can even conjugate make. I am making do. Yeah, it's very strange. But let me give you a little story around using make do. And this is a great way to assimilate, to absorb a new vocabulary word, especially if you are if you're learning phrasal verbs, for example. It's a great way to just feel more comfortable with the verb. So I am going to make a story around make do, and then I want to ask you to give me little short stories as well. So the story I'm going to make up is I'm going to invent, to make up. There's a phrasal verb, yeah, to make up. Well, the other day I prepared a meal for myself, and I realized I didn't have any silverware. I was in the forest, and I had some food. I had a bowl of food, but I didn't have any utensils. And I looked, and the only thing I could find was one chopstick. And I decided, well, I will have to make do with this chopstick. And so it was difficult, but I used it to slide the food off the plate into my mouth. I used it to scoop or to push the food into my mouth. And in the end, I was able to make do. Yeah? To adapt. Yeah. So let me see. To manage. That's a good synonym. To manage. I was able to manage. I was able to make do. Yeah? I think in Spanish you say apañármelas. Yeah, maybe apañármelas or something like that. Yeah, to improvise. Okay, so when have you had to make do? Yeah? Let's see if people can create a little short story around making do. Yeah? You had a problem and you made do with a solution. Yeah, the solution wasn't great, but I made do. You see the way I conjugate the verb make to made in the past. I made do. Yeah, wake up is a great phrasal verb. Exactly. Those are all phrasal verbs. Yeah, this can be considered a phrasal verb. It's a verb plus another word, and it changes completely. The definition changes completely because of the second word. Yeah? So it's like keep means something, and keep up means something completely different. Yeah? Let's see if someone can give me a little short story or a little example of when would you make do. You don't have much food, but you make do with what you have. Oh, that's perfect, Painthammer. Yeah, you make do with what you have. Oh, I just had a cracker and a little cheese for dinner, and I had a box of orange juice. And it wasn't a great dinner, but I had to make do. All right, Duende Macabron. Awesome. Great to have you. The other day I ordered fried chicken, but here we go. Okay, that's better. All right, I didn't work because I made do my travel family. Oh, that's the right idea. That's the right. I realized I forgot my laptop at home when I reached work, so I made do with my coworker's PC. Beautiful, Nati. I love that example. The other day I ordered fried chicken, but the chef made it chili, so I had to make do and eat it because I had paid the money. All right, excellent. So, yeah, that is a great tool to make a little story around this verb. Yeah, using it in different contexts. Yeah, I went to camp and I forgot my blanket, so I had to make do. Make do with something. Yeah, right. I had to make do with. I had to make do with leaves to stay warm, or I had to make do with my jacket. Yeah, my jacket and my friend's jacket. Yeah, to make do with something. Yeah, excellent. Let's see here. I think he read your message earlier. Huh. Okay, cool. Great. So we're giving you some real tools that you can use to focus your energy. All right. So we put it in a story, and so we have talked about being a native English speaker and what you should and shouldn't shoot for or go for when you are trying to improve your English. Yeah. So yes, imitate English speakers. Yeah. Yes, try to improve your accent, but don't worry if you don't sound perfect. Don't get obsessed with being confused for a native English speaker. That should not be your final goal. Try to get close, but don't worry about perfection. The most important thing is expressing yourself confidently and fearlessly, right? Confident, fearlessly, and transmitting that energy. All right. Well, I want to play a quick game. Yeah, I want to play a quick game, and it's called Invent an Excuse. So I am going to accuse you of something that you did wrong, and you have to give me a creative excuse. Are you ready? All right, let's go. All right, so, hey, you were late to class today. What happened? Why were you late to class today? What's your excuse? Let's see here. Who is good at making excuses? Who can have the most creative excuse? Why were you late today? What happened? I had an AC6. I don't know what an AC6 because I was asleep. Okay, that's good. Traffic, Anastasia, a classic. Traffic. I was stuck in traffic. Ask again, please. I didn't get up early enough. I had an accident. Sorry I missed my bus. Oh, you're good. I had a cat in my lap. That's beautiful. I had a cat. Ads. I saw an elder step on a dog poo-poo, so I gave her a piggy bank. Oh my gosh, you people are so creative. I love it. A UFO landed on the road on my way to class. I broke the vast. I don't know what a vast is. The traffic was crowded. The traffic was terrible. It was raining. I forgot my homework, so I had to go back. I forgot my alarm. You know how cats are. Yeah, that's right. I think little Monty takes the prize for the most creative excuse. A cat was sleeping on my lap, so I couldn't come, right? Your lap are your legs when you're sitting down. All right, good. Okay, next one. Hey, I had a party last Saturday and you didn't come. Why didn't you come to my party? You said you were going to come. We spoke on Friday and you said, yes, I'm going to be there. It's going to be fantastic. And then you didn't show up. What happened? Why didn't you come to my party? And no talking about cats on your lap this time, okay? I'm not going to accept that. Let's see here. Why did you not come to my party? I had an appointment with my bed. I'm an introvert. I don't like parties. Then why did you say you were coming, huh? Come on. I was washing my hair. Okay. Because I prefer to sleep. All right. These are good. All right. I was sick. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I got the flu. Got the flu. We say the flu. I don't know why. How to say when somebody didn't invite you? I just didn't want to. Sorry. Oh, okay. There's the truth. All right. I just didn't feel like it. I just didn't feel. The cats locked me in the basement. Okay. Those darn cats. Come on. I did not like to see you. You didn't want to see me. Okay. Well, I can understand that. Yeah, that's a common thing I get. Just love me. Do not try to understand me. I do not like people. My mom locked the door. I didn't have suitable clothes. That's true. You know, you have to have suitable clothes when you come to my party. Sorry, I thought it was next week. Oh, that's a good one. I hate you. Oh, wow. That's just brutal honesty. Ouch. All right. Your parties are so tedious. Oh man, you are so good. You are so good. I think that's it. Gabriela, I think wow, I don't know. Or maybe I didn't have suitable clothes. Ah, there's so many good ones. I was so drunk I forgot your address. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're so creative. All right. Fantastic. Last one. Last one. Hey, I called you the other day and oh no no no! I didn't call you. I sent you a message the other day, and you left me on read. Yeah, you read my message. I can see it in WhatsApp, but you didn't respond. What happened? Why didn't you respond to my message? Huh? Yeah. Well, what's your problem? Hey, I was really offended. You didn't respond to my message. What happened? I answered in my head. My internet was dead. Well, it wasn't dead enough to read my message. Oh, you read my message. I do have time to respond. I'm a little intense. Sometimes I'm intense. Yeah. That's why you didn't respond. I'm too intense. I didn't know how to answer. Okay, yeah. Sorry, my battery. Ooh, battery died. That's a good one. Aliens took my phone. Painhammer, you're having a lot of experiences with aliens. I can see that. What message? Oh, Anastasia comes up with what message? My phone was stolen. Sorry, I was wrong. My phone was stolen several days ago. Maybe it was the robber. Oh, maybe. Oh, that's a good one. Um, I'm out of power. My phone broke. I preferred to ignore. My fingers were broken. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Oh, you are so creative. Excellent. Okay, fun little game. Did you like that exercise? Oh man. I love giving you opportunities to be creative. You always surprise me and put a smile on my face. Okay, well, fantastic. Thank you for being here. And I just want to say I really appreciate all that you do. Just being active. If you want to show me how much you appreciate me, just be active. Continue to make the comments, continue to share what I'm doing, engage in the Telegram group. What else? Do the likes and the subscription. All of those things are very much appreciated. All of those things help me. And that is the way you can show your appreciation and say thanks to me. So, yes, be active. I really love it. And what else? Oh, to summarize, no. First, I need a drink of water. All right. So, to summarize or to recap. All right, to recap. Don't get obsessed with speaking like a native speaker. It's basically impossible to sound like a complete native, and even native English speakers make mistakes. I have already demonstrated that multiple times during this live. All right, and but what you should do is have fearless, open energy. Yeah, when you go after your English, be fearless. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just get in there, sound strange, sound ridiculous, and embrace the journey. Incidentally, what's the difference between journey and trip? Journey and trip. Do you know? Awesome. Journey and trip, who knows? Last question of the day. Conquering a mountain, but it's not a mountain you're supposed to carry. It's a mountain that you are supposed to climb. I love it. Okay, so journey takes longer. So the difference is, let's see if anyone gets it. So a journey, the emphasis is on the traveling. And with a trip, the emphasis is on the destination. Yeah? So I'm going on a journey, and I'm going on a journey to Croatia. And when I get to Croatia, I'm just going to spend one day there and then come back. But the journey is the important part. Yeah? And it can be longer or not necessarily. But trip is the destination, journey is the going. All right. Sorry, I got distracted. All right. If you're not there already, I'd love it if you join my Telegram group where I give daily challenges and we are interacting and getting better and better in English every day. And we're going to start soon my school of my school of speaking English. We're going to be doing it soon, and I'm going to be announcing it over there on Telegram. So if you want to already sign up for our speaking classes, you can do it there. There is a waiting list, and we are promoting it there, and that is probably going to start when I get back from Croatia in August. So thank you to all of you, everything you do. You are amazing, and just keep on being incredible. All right, everybody. Well, thank you all for being here. Someone's asking, it's in the description. Yes. All right, it's in the description. Do you have a question? Yes. Below. Thank you, Karen, for explaining. Simon says, be awesome. There you go. I love it. All right. Thank you a lot, Allah. Thank you for all of your creativity and your energy and all of your input. It's amazing. All right. I'll enjoy my trip. My pleasure. Thank you, Elaine. Take care. Okay. Did I forget anything? Let's see if I forgot anything. I think that's it. We talked about the Chameleon English Club. We talked about speaking, being fearless, and talked about Croatia. All right. Take care, everybody. Big kiss. We'll see you in a week. More like 10 days.